Hey everyone, welcome to another interesting time on planet Earth. Here we are, Monday, and heading towards the end of May this week. Gosh, it's absolutely really rocketing through this year. There's something significant about this week too. We had a new moon on the weekend, and just into it still, so your intentions are important at this point of time. But we've also had a massive astrological shift where Saturn, the hard taskmaster of the zodiac, is actually put its foot now out of Pisces and into Aries. Aries is about new beginnings. And why I'm mentioning this is because many of you right at this moment will be starting to feel that there's something shifting within you. It's almost like it's at your reach. You can't grasp it yet. Something new is very tangible. One of our staff mentioned, she said, "Oh, I feel like there's something happening and I've rearranged my bedroom and bought new linen." And she said, "I just had to change it." And this is a good indication that things are shifting in your inner world. Now, most of you who either arrive on our YouTube or in any of our social media, even in Facebook groups here, I'd like to share a special message with you because I get lots of questions about Grabovoi's technologies and how they work. And I guess this really speaks to someone who reached out during the last week, who many of you I know who are on many of the Grabovoi pages, jumping from one group to another in the endeavor to gain as much knowledge as you can to work out how you do Grigori's practices in the correct way. So, so there's this bit of a cookie cutter approach to, if I do a control, or some groups call it a pilotage, but anyway, you're in control of your life. So it's about you taking back control. Some people are looking the right method to do that control. And it's almost like, if I apply this and use a number sequence of Grigori Grabovoi's X amount of times equals a result. And I think you've missed the whole approach to Grabovoi if you think it's about just doing this practice and getting a result. Because Grabovoi's teachings are about developing your consciousness and not just your logical brain or not just your intuitive part. We have different aspects to our consciousness. I mean, do you even know where your consciousness sits? Because most people think it's in their brain, in their head, and it doesn't. It sits within a structure within about 3 meters around us. So that's the first thing. There isn't an easy way, and it's just like there isn't a right method. You can get a framework to work from, but the thing is, along the way, Grabovoi actually asks you to move into your consciousness, the imagining part of your consciousness, where your soul, as you as soul, sends you images or messages or signs along the way. And it's really about developing a closer relationship with you, that is soul, that is spirit, and then interacting with your human. And this is your human, your body. But this is not you. You are soul. And your soul is connected to the creator. Think of it a bit like a pizza. If I was to take a slice of pizza, would that still be pizza? And of course, it would absolutely be pizza. So if I take an aspect, which is called soul, of the creator, it's still part of creator. And our soul has all the wisdom, all the knowledge. It holds all the information of our past lives. It has all the wisdom that we are in a process of remembering. It's information and energy, and our spirit is energy. It's the part that gives us inspiration. So where's your point of reference? Most of your point of reference is this. Something turns up in my physical body. I need to get the number sequence for it. But you forget that actually you need to be from the point of view of changing things from your soul. And I know this is not normal thinking for most people. And this is why there's a development process that happens. So some people ask, just give me the process and then I want to get the result. It's like getting the wisdom without doing the work. And it does require something. It's not about repeating a number sequence 10 times. It's you need to repeat the number sequence till you feel a physical shift. And that tells you that something's changed in the field. Now, if you think about it, at the moment, we have a massive worldwide web that is built on zeros and ones, a binary code. That is not the creator matrix at all. That's a synthetic version. So when we use number sequences, we're tapping in using like language into the creator matrix of our world. And we're tapping in and installing, again, the right frequency through bringing a sequence of numbers together. And when we do that, we're looking at what our objective is. So we all start off with an objective every day, which it could be harmonizing your physical body or harmonizing events. So we all have our own individual personal objective for the day, along with the objective of the number sequence. And so it's about growing your awareness. What's shifting in and around you? What's changing? So we know astrologically things are changing. So us as soul are changing. So you'll jump from one group to another, and they'll all have different ways of teaching you because everybody has their own perception of what is taught. This is why Grabovoi has a university program. So everybody gets the foundation and starts off with the foundation. And then along the way, Grabovoi says, you know what? You'll actually come up with your own methods. Your soul will reveal other ways of doing things to you. But at the start, I understand people need a framework. There's no right or wrong. There's just no result, or there is a result. And so that's very important to remember. You'll notice in some groups, they'll say, I enter my soul. And if you go back to who you are, well, yeah, you're already soul. So how can you enter your soul? But we do have a structure of our soul. It is a beautiful blue sphere, which is just connected to us in front of our heart area, a beautiful connection to our heart. How do we know we're in soul? Well, that was a really good question that was posed to me a week or so ago. How do I know I've got a soul? How do I know I'm in my soul? Because you actually feel very still. And in fact, if you're sitting there breathing, you'll probably feel inside of you just this spiraling happening as if everything is in stillness. You look into the world, there's no distortion. You can see the wholeness. You can see the positive and negative of situation in whole without judgment. How do you know you're connected to your soul? Because your soul communicates to you, just like we're having this conversation here. Your soul will communicate via spirit, and spirit will give you this urge, a feel, and then you're into your consciousness, and then you can communicate back. It's no massive opening of clouds and your soul comes descending down and there's trumpeting angels or anything like that. No, you're already soul. So it takes a while for people to actually put themselves in the position of being and understanding that they are soul. It's the journey. And some people, unfortunately, want to get to the end result without understanding if there's a journey to understanding this. It's about like the journey of growing as a human. We start off as a baby and we move and develop through the years and we gain some wisdom. It's a journey. My mother, who was a teacher, used to say, if only we can put an old head on young shoulders, meaning I wish we could take all the knowledge and wisdom that you gain from your experiences in life and then put it on a young head so that they have the experiences. And of course, that has their downsides because younger heads are already in their imagination and they're already playing with a state of wonder. And in fact, we need to infuse both, having the wisdom, but playing in the state of wonder. And this is really part of Grabovoi's teachings when you're in discovering his work, is learning how to play, learning how to let go and let your consciousness and you as soul show you things are shifting. And you always get some feedback when you do a control. When you start to get into real practice, you'll get some physical feedback. You might feel a lightness or a tingling on your skin or a warmth somewhere. That's all telling you that you've been working with you, soul, with your spirit, and that you are changing matter in the physical world. And that's where we're getting into a state of remembering. So I will give the steps to a control in here underneath. But realize you need to do the work as well. You need to understand. You don't have to dive in deeply like I have since 2011 and really immerse yourself in it. But you do still need to do something, because if you're expecting just to follow the process and then see the result, it doesn't happen. It's a bit like, also, I see many people who have been posting into our Facebook community group, which I've had to close because Meta doesn't like you. They think you are a scam. They post all different number sequences. They combine them with other number sequences on the internet that have nothing to do with Grabovoi's teachings. And then they just keep changing them over and over again. Or what I see a lot is around number sequences for money, because people are really being pressed at the moment. The reason why you don't have money is because you already have to feel abundant on the inside. You forget this is a frequency situation. You have to already feel it within. You have to already feel the richness of having money already. Then when you use the sequence, you are drawing, you're magnetizing it to you. And so people forget that part. What they're coming from, the point of reference they're coming from is, I am lacking money. And then they use number sequences into the field. And it's like you're using the sequences of creation, but your head is still in negating it, erasing it. So you don't get the results. We have to also look at what's happening in the collective consciousness. There's a massive programming at the moment for lack and pressure, and we're having to change the distortion that's in the field. So sometimes it takes a process, and people will, for instance, repeat number sequences for days and days and days, not see a result, think, oh my gosh, they don't work, and they give up. But you have to understand you're bringing things from the spiritual realm. You're trying to orchestrate and change things in the physical realm. And sometimes there's a bigger puzzle that your soul can seize, and it needs a little bit of time sometimes to orchestrate the change. Now, you don't have to worry about how it's going to come to you at all. You actually surrender and allow it to happen. But you step into the place of certainty when you're doing your practice. And knowing, and this is why it's always good to start off with little things that you know you can shift, which is, I'm sure many of you have seen my video before around using cube, cone, cube over a glass of water. And the reason I keep reinforcing that is because if you can change things in water in a very short period of time, which is a very tangible, because you can taste and absolutely know that you've made a change, then you're doing it the same in the physical world. It's just that you don't have a tangible to feel and touch and taste that as well. So I will put some information in here. But I will absolutely, unfortunately, have to restrict people that are using other number sequences in here. I won't accept anything that's not a Grabovoi number sequence, because it just confuses you. And I know, as I said, people are jumping from one group to another, and they're saying, this teacher taught this and this teacher taught that. And I know you just want to immerse yourself in the knowledge. Perhaps you just need to start with the daily methods of concentration, because they are all Grabovoi's teachings in a daily method. And I know at the start it may seem cumbersome and you may not understand them, but the point is it's a journey. And your consciousness, you as soul, understand exactly what's happening. But Graboi's teachings are multidimensional. So they will take you a little while to land for you. In fact, it took me a whole year to understand what he was saying when he said, go to a remote area of your consciousness and think of your desired event. Well, the desired event is your objective for the day. What is your objective for your practice? What is it? What's the result you want? And your remote area of your consciousness is where you go and you're actually seeing in your mind's eye, or if you're lucky to be clairvoyant, you can see a little bit more clearly, where you can see exactly what you want already happening, already resolved. So if you're dealing with illness, it's not, I am getting better. You need to see yourself already healed. You need to see yourself fully vital and vibrant. So there's a little tweaks along the way that you need to understand with this. So that's why I always post the daily methods of concentration into our social media so that you have something to do every day as a practice. And really, there is 3 parts to practice with it. So I always post that so you'll understand what each section is doing as well. All right, well, I hope that clears up some of the questions I've been getting. There's no shortcut for spiritual wisdom, and there's no shortcut to getting a result. It's just that you have to be in full trust, know that other people have got results with this, and it's just dedicating to that. And there's no wrong. There's no wrong. If you miss a step in the process, there's no lightning bolt coming out of the sky and saying you've done it the wrong way at all. Really, what the power is really starting to see in your consciousness, and just start with the practice first. Start with the outline, and then you need to go deeper over time. All right, everybody, I hope that helps all the questions that I've had. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon.